Hello and welcome to MEF Connects, and this time it's called MEF Connects ID and AUTH. But the great thing about this trade association is that we look at business and different type of businesses. Over the last few years, we have seen other identity concept emerging. The enterprise communication community was really pointed out since 2016 that we have a problem with organizational identity. And that's really what we're going to talk today as well. And it doesn't stop here. When we set up the IoT group, we then discovered that we had an identity for things issue there. So 3 identities. But our content group is now talking of how with AI and generative AI, etc., data might need to have identity too.
Welcome to the second in-person MEF Connects personal and identity event. A storm is coming. The advent of artificial intelligence will change everything. In future, we won't know whether we're engaging with a person or a machine. I'm very proud that MEF is contributing to this important debate, bringing different parts of the value chain together, bringing an unusual collection of subjects who can have a conversation that really, I don't think, could take place anywhere else.
My conclusion is that we need to be preparing for systemic trust. It's no longer going to be how many email addresses you have. It's no longer going to be how many phone numbers you have. It's going to be how many verified connections do you have with your business. Trust but verify. We can't do that anymore. We need to never trust, but always verify. In some respects, this is a really emerging and burgeoning field, and I really equate it to that stage of the primordial soup stage. And we're just trying to figure out what's going to work, what will actually give a frictionless, understandable, unique, and value-driving experience for the connected individual. If I had to summarize today all up into one sentence, it was about the dawn of organizational and personal data and identity.
Trust is primarily a belief. It's a belief in something we can have confidence in. You need to be able to connect behavior to someone or something in order to really build reputation.
It was a little spicy dialogue that we had. I thought that was very good. People wanted to get involved and express opinions. We're introducing some new ideas, and I understand that that's a process. It takes time.
When you think about this device, not only does it go with you everywhere, but you do everything from it now. The conclusion is fraud is everywhere. The only thing you can really do is pay attention and work with companies that provide rich real-time data.
I think today was a great informative session. We all got to network, we got to meet some new people, new faces in a fabulous city like London. So I got to kick off today's sessions really with just talking about data elements and how they're sourced and collected across the ecosystem, and also some of the issues with that very thing.
We're going to cause some trouble, I think, in this conversation, because we're going to talk about real problems, but hopefully some solutions.
The phone number, I knew it as my kitchen phone or my desk phone. Now it's anywhere, anything can be anybody, especially with AI. There's a number of these organizations out there, but MEF is really excellent at putting together events all around the world, getting the right people in the room. You have interesting things on stage, and then during the breaks, you have a wonderful opportunity to meet with important people that help you grow your business.
Honestly, the issue is that while we all have our phone numbers, our identity, there are just as many phone numbers in the world that are unassociated with anything. Well, you know, it's interesting. MEF always has a very diverse audience and very diverse set of speakers that they put up on stage, and I'm always amazed by how much they're able to do with such a small team. They really, know how to put a solid event together that covers every aspect of the topics that they're presenting.
So when I want to prove my identity, I show my passport. So there's a difference between identity and identifier. But what I always use is my organizational identity. I'm the CEO of Glyph. Do you really imagine one gigantic platform in the world that holds all the identity of everybody? I don't think so.
Bad actors are really good with identity. Good actors are really bad with identity. There's a problem, is we really do have to get to the human. It's humans that are doing business. That's who got put in jail. If we call the school that's trying to call you about your child fraud or a scam, we've gotten it all wrong. It's so wrong that I have a really good business to fix this. That's exactly how I started.
So attending the event at MEF in London has actually been unlike any other conference that I've gone to. It is still an intimate group, but a lot of conversation, whether you're the keynote or a panelist, the conversations are happening on stage and off stage. At this event, there's the introduction of organizational identity, and that's exactly what Numerical is focused on for the last 6 years, empowering businesses to be able to take control of their identity in exchange for having that identity delivered to consumers in a trustworthy way.
Do you mind if I just say something about blockchain? But I have done a 180. It is not the way forward. Blockchain is not the way forward. Blockchains are platforms. They lock in identifiers permanently. At this event, it was basically a coming out party. There's really not an event that we've been to yet that has treated organizational identity as a separate track. It's usually just about personal identity, so it was nice to have that separation. The whole first half of the day was dedicated to that, and very exciting. So I was definitely planned to take part in that introduction to the world.
You need to think of a solution that is going to support identifying them with an identification platform where humanitarian services can be supported, but at the same time, you're also respecting the government rules and regulations.
There's certain things I would allow you to do if you show me a bank card with your name on it, right? Like I'd probably let you pick up a package at the grocery store. I wouldn't let you adopt a child.
So what does IDAS stand for? Electronic Identity Authentication and Trust Services. So we now have IDAS 2.0. So this is the kind of world of wallets made real across 27 member states and 600 million people. It's either going to be hugely, massively successful or a complete disaster. Right? It's not going to be binary in the middle.
Yeah, this is new for me. I do a lot of panels, a lot of events. We generally spend time in other industries, so great to be in the telecoms industry, in the mobile industry, and have a conversation about very interesting topics. Organizational identity sounds like a fantastic growth area and one that we want to support.
The question is, who's going to control these wallets? Why is that important? Well, think about your physical wallet. It doesn't matter where you buy a physical wallet.
By 2024, there'll be 4 billion digital wallets. By 2030, I think the digital wallet projection is 5.6 billion.
I think these in-person events are always really valuable. It's always nice to be able to see people's reaction and not just one person's or one room's. It's nice to be able to get that broad spectrum of ideas and feedback. And I think that's why we try and attend as many of these as we can, particularly the MEF ones.
Europe is very different to the United States. It's not 3 carriers with 500 million people. It's several hundred carriers with 1 million people across multiple geographies. It's far, far harder. A big sort of component of what we have to look at when we're developing services, what is the stuff that's lying around that we can use?
From a user point of view, it was good to be able to bring some value points into what can be achieved with organizational identity and what we have there. In terms of how this is looking forwards and some of the discussion that followed during that panel, I think that's a really good thing to get people talking about what sort of changes we're going to have.
I love London and I love this event. The next generation of identity is on its way and we're the powering engine behind it. You know, when you have a debate, that means it's a healthy conversation. So we always look at collaboration starting with some level of a debate.
You know, now it was like, okay, I'm listening to all the smart folks in the room and you guys have great product services and all things, but I'm kind of the buyer of that service. So it's not all about resourcing and making money. It's about a single point where when the military member wants to find out about something, they could assert their verification and say, yes, I'm part of this marketplace. The talent in the companies that are here
I know they all enhance what I'm trying to do. So I'm really on the receiving end of really trying to listen, learn, and then develop partnerships. And everyone's been keen on providing great help to me. So it's been fantastic.